Hey everybody. So today, since I got a lot of requests to see what my face actually looks like without makeup, before I go put my face on, I am going to show you exactly what's going on here. I have some scarring. I have a ton of freckles. And for the person who sent me the message concerned that I made an oopsie on my eye, and I had a spot in the middle of it. I just want to show you guys. It is a big, giant freckle. There was no oopsie. And as you see, I got a lot of purpley redness. My eyelids are dark. And this is what I look like beforehand. Okay, now the second thing is a lot of you, I guess, weren't upset at the last video I did because you really liked the look, but you did give me some feedback about not using the palette for dummies the way that it was intended to be used. So you all asked, well, what happens if I buy one of these and how do I use it? So for makeup purposes and for camera purposes, since the light is all wacky and all this wonderful stuff, I, instead of using that one, I picked up, ooh, it's all dirty. I picked up this little gem. And as you can see, it is a Wet n Wild. It actually has 5 different colors. It has a base, your brow bone, a definer, your eyelid, and crease. The one thing I do like about the Wet n Wild, which is completely different from the e.l.f. Cosmetics, is that if you don't get how to use these right here, the palettes for dummies that have everything written out for you, Wet n Wild actually on the back shows you which each number is and shows you where it goes. So for all you guys who really loved the natural look that I did, but were kind of upset because I mixed it up and I didn't kind of do it as the palette shows you to do it. So that's what we'll do today. So I'll put on a quick face and then we'll come back and we will, I have not used this yet, so we will come back and we will try this and we will follow all the steps as the way that it goes for all of you who don't know how to use it. And then if you decide after that you don't really like the look that it gives you, you can always mix it up. And you guys, I have to say, I am not a pink eyeshadow person, so I am really, really super nervous about this pink eyeshadow color. So we'll see how it pans out. And so I'm going to pause you and then I'm going to go put on my face and we'll be back and we'll try this out and see what happens. Alright guys, so I put a quick face on and like I said, we're going to be going in with this. And I'm going to show you how to use one of these in the correct order, hoping that it comes out okay. So how about we get started? Face is on. And, ew, I should have better prepared. I gotta get out all my brushes because I have a million of them. I seriously, you guys, I have like total eyeshadow brush addiction. I have like so many. Oops, this is a concealer brush. So I have like so many here. Not going to use them all, but I have so many, plus I have a whole case more. But anyway, like I said earlier, is that a lot of you were disappointed that I did not use the eyeshadow palette as intended. So I bought this one because I thought maybe because of the light, the other lighter one would be too hard to see. So this comes looking like this. It has everything labeled for you. There are directions on the back if you don't know. It does come with these 2 little cheap brushes and a thing. We're just going to put that to the side. All right, so I'm going to start with this one up at top because it says base. So I'm not going to put my normal shadow base on because you guys wanted to see me use this as we are supposed to. So I'm going to start with the base, and it does say on the back that you go from your eyebrow to your lash line. So I'm just going to swipe this on and hopefully see what happens. Okay, so it's very light, and you can see the difference between the eyes, and that's okay. So hopefully some of these colors will stand out. I'm just going to be using my little mirror here, and we'll see what this looks like. Again, as I explained to you before, a lot of these I went cheaper in price, don't have as good of a formula, so they tend to be like really thin, and sometimes you have to build them up a lot. So we'll see what happens with this. Like I did tell you, I am kind of scared of this really pink color here. So the next color that we're going to use is this one on the side. I don't know if you can really see it. It's kind of like a pinkish purple, and it's very light, and it's kind of shimmery, and it says we're going to put that on our brow bone. So that is going to be like right along this here. So we're going to attempt to do that. I wonder what brush we should use for that. I'm going to start with my trusty old fluffy brush and see what happens on that end. If it ends up being too light, then I guess we'll have to go in with a different brush. But again, on the brow bone, we don't want to be too dark anyway. So I'm going to dip into this, and already it's very dusty. So we're just going to tap that off a little bit, and we're going to go in and see what happens. So I'm applying this to the brow bone. And like I said, it does give you the directions on the back. So if you're not quite sure what to do, I'm actually going to dip into it again because it seems very light. So we got it in our on our brow bone. You really can't see much of a difference. It is very light. Okay, so not much pigment, and that's okay. We'll go through, we'll finish the whole look, and we'll see how it comes out. I would think that you would use the brighter color for like the eyelid, but we'll see. So I'm just going to dip in again and go over the brow bone. Now, it does say to do the crease next. It's very dusty. But it does have, the fifth color is a definer. And it kind of has like 5 out in the space here. So I'm guessing what they mean is you can basically use 5 anywhere. Like across your lash line, underneath, around the sides, whatever. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to use it as a transition color. I'm going to put it between the brow bone and the crease to kind of give, I don't know, a more of a blended look. So I'm going to, again, start with my fluffy brush and see what happens there. So I'm going to go like right below the brow bone, kind of in the crease. And I'm going to kind of meld the two together. Okay, Bubby, I'll get it in just a second.
Mommy, we can eat her snacks.
Well, she'll eat them later for a snack. You're not eating them.
Mommy won't eat them.
So you can see, she will eat them. If she's not hungry, she's not going to eat. So you can see that a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side, just to kind of like slob this in here. And can drag it up a little bit. Okay, sorry about that. We had a little fruit snack situation. I'm actually going to dip in again because I feel like it's good, but I feel like we need a little bit more of a transition. Somebody's upset because he can't eat somebody else's fruit snacks. That's not how we go in this house. Okay, so that's a little... Alright, I'm going to blend this out a little bit. Alright, so I'm kind of happy with that. Let's see how the crease color works. The crease color, I am going to use a different brush. I'm going to use my trusty old little roundy here. And we're going to go in, and just so that you know, the definer was this color right here. Now we're going to go in with the crease. And we're going to see what happens with that one. It is a shimmer, so I am actually not going to swipe it back and forth. I'm going to kind of just pat it in there. Careful not to get it everywhere. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so already I can tell it's very patchy. As you see, it's not really going in good. So I'm going to try a different brush and see if we have a little bit better result. So I'm going to go in with my smudge brush, which looks like this. It's just like really small and flat. And I'm going to give that one a try and see if we have a little bit better result with that. Okay, there really is not a lot of color to this crease color. And I don't know if that is the way that it's supposed to be. I mean, it looks really, really dark and palette. So, but I'm not really seeing the darkness, but maybe it is not for a dark look. I mean, you can see the difference from where I'm putting it. Alright, so I'm just going to go in again. And, oh, there's so much fallout. Okay, so we got a little bit of fallout, which is not a big deal because we can fix that up afterwards. Well, all in all, I guess it's not so bad. I feel like it could be a little bit more pigmented. I guess we'll see once we get the whole eye look on what's happening. So I'm just going to do the other eye and we'll see how it comes out. So I am going to do crease with my little smudge brush here. Gonna dip in. I'm gonna drag it up onto the lid just in the corner here. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about it. I feel like maybe it's a little bit deceiving, but that's all right because if you're not going for a really big, huge, dark look, it'd be good. It'd be good for like a daytime look or maybe a cocktail party or something like that. So, we'll just, how about we play around with it? How about we bring this part down a little bit here. And then I think we'll go in, we'll blend it out and see what happens. I'm just gonna, since this color is so light, I'm literally just very lightly blending it in. And you know, because of the light in the window, in the camera, it actually looks a lot darker on the camera than it really does in person. So it is, I guess it's alright. I don't know if it's something I would use again. I might take the colors from a different part. Alright, so we're going to finish with the eyelid, and that's that pink color that I'm pretty scared of. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to blend this up a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like we kind of look black and blue. Like maybe somebody punched us in the eye. Alright guys, wish me luck. I'm really scared about this pink color. It's very pink. We'll see what happens. just going to tap this on the eyelid, like so. Like I said, I'm not a real fan of pink. If you are a fan of pink, then this would be a good color for you. I'm not so much a fan of pink, but it seems to be okay. So, like I said, we're using that lid color. I'm going to bring it down to the corners. I'm going to bring it up to meet, you know, a little bit of that crease color. And all in all, what I'm going to say, you guys, I know this is not a review of a product. I'm just kind of showing you how to use the color in the palette for dummies, you know, putting them in proper placement. But I am just going to say this, is that I don't particularly like this. And this is the reason why sometimes I go off the show with the way things are supposed to go, because to me, it doesn't look right. To me, I would use the darker pink on the brow bone and the lighter pink on the eyelid. So let's just blend this out a little bit. And I'm actually going to go in. I mean, it really doesn't look too bad. I just feel like it's crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is a crazy look. I don't necessarily think I like it. And the colors don't really go onto your eye very well. Like, I feel the $2, I feel that the $2 e.l.f. Cosmetics palette actually did a way better job. But again, this is because a lot of you were a little disappointed that I didn't actually use the palette the way that it was meant to be used. So I'm going to go back in with some base color, and I'm just going to kind of highlight under my brow, or just wipe it in my brow. You know, why not? So I'm going to go back in. I'm just going to highlight underneath my brow. I think I'm going to drag this down to here like so. I'm going to go up and around, and let me find my blender. We're going to blend this out so we don't look like we got white clown paint underneath our eyes. All right, all in all, I think for a lighter look with just like a pop of color, this would be good. I'm actually going to wipe off this brush. I'm going to take some of this brow bone color, that light pink. I'm going to kind of just like, ooh, it fell down. Here it fell down. And I'm going to kind of just like pat some of this over in here. I feel like we just need a touch of not so bright pink, but all right. I mean, it is what it is. I really don't feel like, I feel like they have really good intentions on this palette, but I feel like it really sucks to blend out. You can't really see, I mean, it's very patchy. If you can see how patchy it is in here, and it doesn't really give you a full, like, blended look. That pink color that I was really scared of actually turned out to be pretty disappointing. It's kind of almost non-existent, but I hope it at least gave you an idea of how to use the palette step by step. Maybe now that we got more eyeshadow on, maybe we can try going in. Let me try using a different brush that maybe catch that crease color a little bit better, because I think what we're really lacking is that crease color. I feel like being presented with such a dark crease color, I feel like we should get more out of it. And we really didn't get much out of it, just barely there. All right, so it is buildable. I'm just going to pack a little bit more on there. But I also want you guys to notice something, and this happens a lot with like the cheaper eyeshadows, why a lot of people give up on trying to get the looks that they're going for is number one, it totally gets everywhere. But let's see if I can get close enough for you to see. It's very patchy, so you go to try to put it on in places. This eye is really not a good example because that's my eye with a scar. But if I pull my eyelid out here, you see how patchy that is where you can see the skin? And this is where most people give up. But hopefully there's an easy solution to that, and we can just kind of blend it out. So I'm going to raise my eyebrow and kind of like close my lid a little bit and blend this up so we can try to get into those areas that it kind of is patchy on. And we're going to blend up, and we're going to blend into some circles here. And I guess we'll have to try that pink color on the lid again because it's really almost non-existent. But again, this was not a review of a product. It was just kind of showing you guys because you really wanted to see how you're supposed to take the steps of the palettes for dummies. But it's kind of hard to show you guys how to take the steps when the eye makeup is really not all that great. I'm kind of disappointed in the whole turnout of the look. Super patchy. Super patchy. Okay. Again, it's not a review. Let's see what it looks like when we put some eyeliner and mascara on. I think we'll leave it at that. Don't think there's really much more that we're going to accomplish with that. So I guess my suggestion to you is it's not bad, and everybody's skin takes color differently. So I wouldn't just go by the way that it came out on me. Your skin could be completely different than mine, and this would totally work for you. The whole point is that y'all, like I said, y'all wanted to see the correct steps in using. Oh my gosh. You guys all wanted to see the correct steps in using one of these. So I hope I at least gave you a little bit of insight on that. I'm just saying, when you're doing this, be very careful which ones that you choose. And it's not a complete loss because this palette was only $3.99. So it's not like, you know, you went and you spent a ton of money on it. But I feel like even for $3.99 that it probably should perform a little bit better. And I'm actually kind of disappointed because I do like a lot of Wet n Wild stuff. And I feel like this palette was definitely a little bit disappointing. But there you go. There's the basic of it. I mean, it's not really difficult. Sometimes the directions can be, especially if they don't have the numbers or the spots in the back and you've never used one of these, it can be a little overwhelming, I suppose, to use, but all in all, not too bad. I'm not totally disappointed. I mean, at least we got some on there. Like I said, it's very patchy, so I am a little disappointed in that. But then again, it's like I said, it's just showing you how to use it. Doesn't have to be the greatest thing on the planet. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm finding it very hard to do eyeliner and stuff on camera, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the top eyeliner for you guys, and then I'm going to put it on pause, and I'm going to do the bottom eyeliner, but I might have to put it on pause sooner because I don't know where my eyeliner sharpener is. And again, I I told you I don't use a sharp eyeliner, so I just sharpened it. I'm actually just going to roll it on a piece of paper so it's a little bit more dull. What, baby? Oh, okay. Alright, so quick pause, and I will be right back. Alright, guys, eyeliner, here we go. Hopefully it will make the look a little bit better. I'm actually not going to do a ton of eyeliner. I feel like since it's so light, we want to go a little bit on the light side with the eyeliner. Just kind of give it a little... just a little outline, nothing serious. So we got that lined. I don't know about anybody else, but my nose runs so bad when I'm doing eyeliner and eye makeup.
Every time you are crying.
Be nice. Well, where is it? Go find it. Mama, get you one. Alright, guys, so I also, doing the eyeliner brings me to another question that I had. Somebody wanted me to show a tight line. Listen, I'll explain a tight line to you. I really, really do not like doing it. It makes my eyes super watery. I still have not mastered the tight line yet. I'm going to put you on pause. I'm going to do my bottom eyeliner, and I'll come back and explain to you what a tight line is. Okay, guys, bottom eyeliner is on. I am going to explain to you what a tight line is. I cannot do it. It makes my eyes crazy. Okay, so if you flip up your top lid, and this waterline that is underneath is what is considered the tight line. I've not mastered that technique yet. It is very difficult, and I think because I have like no eyelashes, but they just go really, really low. Let me see if I can attempt to do it for you without screwing everything up. You kind of just like pull up your eye like so. Yeah, I can't even do it. It just makes my eyes water. Whew. All right, well, anyway, so for those of you who wanted to know exactly what the tight line is, that is exactly what it is. I'm going to have to practice that more. Okay, so I have my bottom waterline done, and like I stated before, we don't want to leave it like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a little tiny brush, just like that. And I'm going to start with the definer, which was a light purplish color, like this. And I am going to get my brush down here. I need to, and I'm going to go right on the lash line with that. You're not going to be able to see it so well. There is a lot of fallout. So I'm just going to go under like so. You can barely see it, but we're going to go in with the darker color afterwards. And we're going to kind of attempt to smoke it out, and then we're just going to blend it all in. Sorry about the crazy faces. I tried to do that, but it's like it's not good for your lips. You don't want to be having wrinkly lips and all. Alright, so I've got that definer underneath. You can barely see it, but we're going to use it to build off of. So now I'm going to go in with my, again, little tiny round brush. We're going to attempt to dab into this crease color. And again, I'm going to put it right on the lash line. I'm just going to go back and forth. Not get it in my eye. Okay, color. Now, why didn't you go on my eyelids like that? All right. Well, good news is that it goes underneath my eyes very well. I'm just going to go in and kind of like clean this up. Blend it in a little bit. Okay, in all fairness, I feel like that's okay. I mean, once you get a little bit of liner and you do the underneath to your eyes, I mean, it's okay. Again, it's not, I don't think it's really the best thing. But again, we weren't reviewing products. You know, I'm here I am talking about how this is not good and this is not good, but we were just really going for a tutorial on how to use the whole palette. I'm just kind of trying to give you my feelings on it because I don't know if it's really all that spectacular. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of the brow bone color in the corner. Not too shabby. Alright, I'm going to throw on a little mascara and then that'll be it. I hope this was helpful. I don't want to discourage anybody from buying any of these products because like I've told you before, I don't hate Wet n Wild. I actually use it quite often. I have a lot of their stuff. I love their eyeliners. Their eyeliners are great. And some of their eyeshadows are even great. I just feel like this particular one for, you know, the colors that they put in it, there isn't a whole lot of color. I feel like that could have been a little bit better on their part. But like I said, everybody's skin is different, and the way it acted on my skin is probably definitely not the same as it's going to do on everybody's skin. So, you know what? Go out and grab yourself an eyeshadow palette for dummies and work it up. You know, and like I said to you, you don't have to, as in the previous video, you don't have to use it in the order that they give you. I mean, you can use it in any way. If you don't like that light pink brow bone color, then certainly use the dark pink. I mean, there really there's really no rules when it comes to makeup. Just because I do one thing one way, somebody might do another thing another way. It's all about what works best for you. And honestly, I'm just trying to give everybody like a completely easy way to do these things. I'm sorry, I'm blind today. But so I'm just trying to help everybody use this stuff. Like I said, a lot of my friends come to me and they're like, hey, I can't use this. How do I use this stuff? So these are information on regular everyday makeup that everybody's going to use. Gives you options. So anyway, so that is the Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette for dummies in Floral Values 393A. It's part of their new fall collection. You can go pick it up. It's not that difficult to use. Hopefully, I gave you some tips on how to use it. Like I said, the finished look isn't as bad. I was a little worried when I was blending it. I do still feel that it's quite patchy and the colors are a little unimpressive. But again, that is just on my skin. That does not mean that on your skin that it's not going to look totally fantastic. And all in all, it doesn't look bad. I'm not disappointed. I would go out of the house looking like this. So any questions or comments, feel free to post them below. Most of you don't, though. You message me in my inbox, and that's totally okay, too. I will answer your questions anonymously. I know that was one big concern that a lot of people have, is that they don't want to look stupid. Well, there's no stupid questions, but I will honor your requests, and I will answer them anonymously. So hope this was helpful, and thank you for your feedback, whether it's negative or not. I really appreciate the fact that you guys were a little upset that I didn't do the other palette the way that it, said to. That is completely okay, and hopefully this video helped you. And if this isn't the one that you wanted to see and you really want to see me do that other one, I will attempt to do it in the order that is given on camera. Like I said, it's very, very light colors, so I felt like it was going to be a little hard to see. So, again, if you want to see it, just let me know. Bye, guys. Have a good day. Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette for dummies. They have more than one. There's several of them. A lot of them are really funky colors for fall, so try them out.